Hi guys, I just want to come on here and give you some conversation. We're getting ready to do our workout and then we're going to start in the book of Corinthians. But I want to talk to you guys about fasting. A lot of people, they don't believe that fasting is the best way and the quickest way to lose weight. Fasting is a quick way to trim your body. Let me tell you something. When I started fasting, it was very hard for me to go like 12 hours or, I could go 8 hours. Anybody can do 8 hours. But can you do 16 hours, which is more than 12? Can you do 24, which is more than 16? You have to work your way up to those hours. If you can't do 24, do 22, do 21. Say, okay, I'm going to get as close as 24. That's kind of what I had to do. I could always do 16. But it's something about going those extra 8 hours without eating. When you're in the last stretch of it, your whole being wants to eat. And don't have to sacrifice and go in the kitchen and cook for somebody else. It's a sacrifice to still be disciplined, but yet working with food that gives you energy. The body wants energy. You understand me? The body is nothing but a big ball. We're just a ball of energy. And that's why when we go out in the sun, I'm not a sun goddess, but when you go out in the sun and you get that vitamin D in your body, the cells are excited. They're like, because that's healing energy. The sun gives you healing energy, gives you vitamin D. Now you can take vitamin D if you're a person that don't go out all the time. Like sometimes I don't go out, but most of the time I do. I do. I'm going out for something day by day, which means I'm getting in the sun. But look, my son don't go out. I could barely get him to go to the doctor. When he goes to the doctor, I want him to be out walking. I want him to get the most sun he can get because the sun is healing you. It's got that vitamin D. It helps fight against cancers and everything. It heals the body. So I did buy him a vitamin D supplement, and I'm going to be giving it to him. And he's taking a multivitamin. You have to take the vitamins, especially if you're not eating right. But what I came on here to talk to you about is the body is a yo-yo. You know how at the circus, or you ever been younger, you've seen a person drop that yo-yo and bring it back up to their hand, and that yo-yo wants to stay there and hang down until you figure out how to bring that yo-yo back. And you keep playing with it. I used to have one when I was younger, and I used to love that yo-yo. I used to love to play marbles too, and I used to love to play jacks. We used to play marbles in the holes in the ground. We used to play jacks. I know this is old-fashioned, you guys. But that yo-yo and that piddle paddle, trying to get that piddle paddle. But that yo-yo is like this. Once you get the hang of it, and you keep sending it out and bringing it back, it come right back to your hand. Send it out. I don't care if you send it down to the ground, you send it out in the air, you can send it up in the air. But once you have it trained, it comes right back to your hand. You're yo-yoing with it. If you're not trained with it, it ain't gonna come back. It ain't gonna come back. Okay, but I'm saying all this to say I don't want to get off on a tangent. But I love yo-yos. I gotta learn how to play that again. But the body has a yo-yo effect. Your bones and your muscles is the foundation. It's the frame. It's what's holding up all this liquid and this fluff. It's nothing but fluff and liquid. It's fat and liquid. That's what it is. And your organs is in there. But the foundation of your body, the structure that supports it, is the most important thing. So that's why when you're working your muscles and you're strengthening, when you're doing exercise and you're giving your body strength, you're giving your body strength to hold up the skeleton. The skeleton needs something to hold it together, and that's those muscles. So you're working the skeleton, you're working the muscles, and everything else is just jiggling and hanging off with the yo-yo effect. The yo-yo effect of the body is this. I should write a book on the yo-yo effect, but I'm not going to do that. But this is what it is. Whatever you put in your body, it uses that for energy. And the energy can turn into fat cells or the energy can feed the muscles and give you more strength to go on to your next exercise, to do whatever it takes to get through the day. But if you're putting in empty calories, empty sugars, like little sugars, little pastries, and little cakes and chips and whatever you can nag into your mouth, and you're not eating fruits, vegetables, liquids like water, that's it. Fruits, vegetables, water. And if you eat some protein, make sure it's very firm and lean meat, and hopefully a white meat like a chicken or a turkey. Uh, but you have to put the fluff in. You're gonna put the fluff in because that little fat ball down there called a tummy, it wants to eat. The eyes eat. Your eyes eat. Your nose eat. You have senses all through your body. You can look at a piece of chocolate cake and light up like a firecracker. Light up. And you can actually smell it and say, I know what's in it. You can smell a chocolate cake if you know ingredients and you cook. Or, some people don't. You can say, I smell that. I smell that. I smell this. I smell that. And when you taste it, you'll taste that, you know. But you don't have to eat the whole piece, but you have to enjoy a few bites. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, guys, I came on here to tell you that the exercise that I do is keeping the weight down. It keeps the weight down. The fasting, the fasting that I do is a resting state. Fasting is a resting state. And what it does is your cells are asleep. You could be working, you could be doing whatever you're doing, but your stomach is asleep. That mechanism, that thing that gets you to eat, the taste, the smell, all them extra senses, you got some of your senses are sleeping while you're fasting. They're sleeping. They're like, who? Don't bother me, I'm resting. And you're like, huh, don't bother me, I'm resting. That's what your senses are doing. Your senses are resting. And you try to stay away from that smells delicious or whatever. But you're going to have to learn how to discipline yourself to go around whatever and still say, hey, I'm in solitude right now. This is my break time. Your body need a break energy time. When you fast and your body is feeding off of whatever is there. If you don't have that much there, it's gonna find something. It's like, oh, you got a little bit on this side. I take that. And you notice your waist and different things and your thighs, different things getting slimmer from fasting. It gets that way because the body says at certain times of day, it's time for me to eat. And you can just drink you some water, drink you some coffee, drink you some liquids. If you really want to eat some, eat you some watermelon. It's nothing but water. And the body just say, oh, I just ate. The body isn't smart. It isn't smart about your mind. Your mind is the best and brightest thing God gave you. That's why he says in the Bible that you must work through your mind. The spirit works through the mind. That's why you read the word, you elevate the mind, the renewing of the mind. So I just got off that tangent to say that when you're hungry, and you have a sense to eat, your taste buds want to eat or something. It's all a mind thing. Drink some water. Eat some watermelon. Drink some water. Make you a cup of coffee. Low sugar, no sugar. Do stuff like that. Take your walk. Do a little light exercise. Clean your house. Fasting is going to get your weight off. That's why I've been doing it 3 days a week. We're going to do a fast tonight. This fast tonight is 16 hours. But the one we're doing Friday to Saturday is 24 hours. With 9 o'clock tonight, we're going to fast until 1 o'clock tomorrow. If you can't make it, get as close to that 1. If you got to eat at 12, okay, I went 15 hours. Try to get as close or try to get right at 16 hours. If you're hungry, drink water, drink liquid, keep liquid. When you put so much liquid in your stomach don't know it didn't eat, you know. So the exercise we do is to work the frame, keep the framework intact while the fluff falls off. Okay. All right, guys. Have a good morning. I'm gonna get ready to get some exercise, and I guess I'm gonna have to get on my computer to get my playlist right. All right. Thanks. Bye bye.